Michael, I can only imagine you just must have been delighted with what you saw last night, especially because you made some changes and still, that was tremendous.
Yeah, loads, as I said, kind of repeating what I said after the game. To be honest, there's so many positives from the night, individually, collectively, with the ball, without the ball. I thought we looked dangerous, finishing on a high, and with the supporters. All in all, it was not far off what can be the perfect night, apart from Johnny coming off with a slight hamstring issue. But apart from that, it was fantastic, really. And we certainly made the most of the opportunity.
In your position, how gratifying was it that those who didn't start the game on Saturday, pretty much to a man, all made a case for inclusion in the games going forward? Yeah, exactly that. I thought every single one of the boys who was involved last night and made an impact in a real positive way. And that's exactly what we want, and it's what I kind of knew we were capable of, and we're going to need that moving forward. We need everyone within the group to participate and make the most of it, and they certainly did that last night. And we've obviously got to make that continue, really, the longer the season goes. Are you going to have to get Anthony Dijksteel some help to come up with a goal scoring celebration?
He's not stopped smiling yet, which is fantastic to see. It was a hell of a goal and I thought he caused problems for them all night. Is he down that right hand side, and the space opened up. A couple of good runs from, I think it was Alex and Della, to open up the space to come through the middle, and he took his goal ever so well. So I was really delighted. It was a nice moment.
Obviously it's the Championship, so it's a quick turnaround, but you're going Wednesday night to Saturday lunchtime. I mean, how tight is that in terms of trying to get things done?
No, we'll be fine. There's plenty of time to prepare. I think it's the boys recover well, and that's the beauty of it. I think they're in such good shape these days that as long as we recover right and manage training and the load, then it's such an important game. The next one being what it is, and having the start that we've had, it's been pretty good this week, and we're hungry to build on that. But it's a big challenge going there. Their first home game since getting promoted. The type of team, how they make you work for it. It's a big physical challenge, it's a big mental challenge, and we'll have to be ready for that.
I imagine a lot of people at Derby, when the fixtures came out, were really happy when they saw that they had Middlesbrough as their first home game as well. It's a big occasion for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a big occasion for them, and they'll be desperate to get the result, for sure. The biggest thing for us is knowing what we're walking into, really, and what type of game it's going to be. I think it's important that we're prepared right mentally for that, and the boys will be over the next few days.
Is that, in your experience, a different situation when you go away early to a newly promoted club?
It can be a way. It doesn't change how we approach it. I think it's whether they've just come up or not. I think it's the type of game we're going to go into and understand that. Most games are different, if not every game is different, so I think a big part of it is understanding what type of game it's going to be, and for sure we know exactly that, what kind of feeling it's going to be in the game, so we'll be ready for that.
It's been widely reported that the club's agreed a deal to sign Tommy Conway from Bristol City. Is there anything that you can tell us about that at the moment?
There's nothing to confirm from my end. Any players coming into the building as yet. If and when there's something I can speak about, but until anyone's our player, it's not right for me to comment on that.
Okay, that's fair enough. Taking this first week as a whole, first couple of games, how pleased are you with how you hit the ground running?
Yeah, really pleased. We set out in the start of pre-season, and actually before that, really at the start of the summer, for the boys to have a rest and a plan to come back fit and strong and attack the start of the season, really. And it's a good start. It's a start. That it is a start, but it's certainly a good start, and there's a good feeling, a good kind of energy, and a good mood around the group, especially, and along with the supporters. I think the spirits are high, and looking forward to the next games, without getting carried away, for sure. But certainly we can take the confidence and the belief that we've built over the last however long, really, especially the last week.
Thank you.
What do you make of the job Paul Warren's done? Because he perhaps took a bit of a chance dropping down to League One at the time he took the job, but he's obviously got them back to where they want to be. Yeah,
fully respect that. I think any promotion in any divisions is a great achievement, and to manage him to pull that off again is for him is credit to him for that, and they're a tough team to play against. I thought they were very unlucky against Blackburn last week watching the game, and I thought they played ever so well, especially second half, and unfortunately came out on the other end of it for them. But you can see what they're about and how good a team and what a challenge they pose for us. So but certainly fully respect the job he's done in the position that they've put themselves in.
They're a club, I think, who see themselves as a big club, as many do. Do you think that brings a certain amount of expectation that he's also having to deal with, in the same way that you do here?
Yeah, I think expectation is part of the game, and the supporters, and certainly speak from my own experiences, they need to dream, they want to be passionate, they want the club to play well and win and to be successful and be higher, always higher in the league than wherever you are. We're, as coaches and managers, we're always dealing with that, and that's it's not a pressure. It's a privilege to be in a position where you're somewhere that expects to have success. So I certainly take it as that anyway.
So quick turnaround for you, quick turnaround for the fans as well. You had a sold out away end at Elland Road. You sold out again at Pride Park. They're on board with you, aren't they?
Yeah, honestly, it's incredible, and again I sit here and say this so many times, but I think the numbers away from home that we take, and the noise and the support that we feel, and the energy that gives the players is it's hard to really gauge and put a price on that for the value that it can bring, and more of the same in terms of the support, and hopefully we can repay them again like we have done.
Thanks.
Michael, was that one of the most enjoyable performances since you've been at Middlesbrough?
Yeah, listen, we've had some good days, we've had some good runs, we've had some good games, and it's the recent one, so it's the fresh in the memory. But certainly in terms of going to plan, if you like, clean sheet, defended really well, and looked really dangerous, and we could have scored more. Then fantastic, debuts and boys settling in, and as I said, a lot of positives. Whether it's the best one, time will tell.
It is only the start of the season. I know you're keen to stress that, but a result like that so early on, does that send a statement, or would you rather stay under the radar?
Nah, if you're going to be successful, you're out there, and you're out there, and you've got to perform and you've got to win. So that doesn't bother me at all. It's in terms of a statement, it's more for ourselves really, and the boys taking the belief and the confidence and rolling with that and using the momentum. It's all about us. It's all about controlling ourselves really, and taking that from game to game. So, but certainly, if you're winning games and you're on that radar for everybody, then it's the place really you want to be.
Obviously, you mentioned Derby won't make it easy for you as a newly promoted side, but is it a case for you that you can't rest on your laurels even after such a good performance last night? Yeah,
100%. There's no way we'd be thinking about Wednesday night come Saturday morning. It's done and dusted. We'll take the good feelings and the positivity from it, but certainly this is a whole different ball game, a whole new game of football, different type, different style, different challenge. So we won't be taking anything for granted, that's for sure.
And just back on last night again, sorry to be mentioned already, but the fact that you did make changes, does that show that your depth in this squad is very good? Yeah, we feel that without doubt, and I think the boys have showed that many times, and I said it before the game when I was interviewed before the game, in terms of it's very tough to pick a strongest team, and I think it'll be like that through the season in terms of players coming in and sharing the load as the season goes, and I thought that was a real example of that. Thanks.
Just you mentioned Johnny there, Michael. Is there any prognosis at this stage?
Still a bit early, really. Not enough time for it to see if it's going to settle down or not. But I'm hoping it's not too bad. But at this stage, I'm guessing really.
Yeah, you mentioned the changes. One you did make was to bring Sol in goal for his first game for the club. Obviously, still relatively young for a goalkeeper and a big occasion, but he seemed to handle it well, and I guess that shows the trust you must have in him. Yeah, I thought he handled it fantastically well, and in terms of a journey, if you like, for Sol coming through and being here since he was young, and going on loan and having the experience elsewhere to come back, it was a big moment, it was a big game, but he just dealt with it like it was any other game, and had a big impact for us making a save, but good calm and presence. So I was really pleased with Sol. That first one, kind of out the way, and he's up and running now. Yeah, obviously since you've arrived, he's had a couple of loan spells. he's always kind of been there or thereabouts at Borough, though, someone who we've all thought had a big future. Has he been on your radar as well in that time?
Yeah, of course. Like everyone, you know, just because players are maybe not playing here for us every week, but they're our players and they go on loan. They're going on loan for a reason. More or less, it's to go away, develop with an eye on coming back and having an impact. And Sol's gone through that at the moment, and now it's that next chapter of how it develops from here.
Yeah, and we've spoke a lot about the goalkeeper department this summer. Obviously, Tom, I'm sure he's desperate to play games. What's kind of, you know, the next step for him? What does he need to do to try and get back in? No,
there's no steps. I think it's the same as I've said about the outfield players. Really, it's we know what Tom can do. He's trained fantastically well, and he's a part of the group just as anybody else.
Yeah. Another player who had a positive performance last night, Alex Gilbert, obviously building on his end of last season as well. You know, we were impressed with him last night. Yeah,
for sure. Alex he's developed a lot since he's been here now for just over a year, and I think we can see that he had a big kind of couple of games really, and big moments for him to feel that sense of belonging within the group, and knowing that he can certainly play at the level, and yesterday it was another step for him, so I was really pleased.
Yeah, obviously this time of year moves can happen. You've brought in and kind of bolstered your attacking options, strong options there. For Alex, could a loan still happen, or is he very much part of your plans?
No, Alex is doing well at the moment. I'm not speaking about Alex here, but I can't guarantee anything at this stage. You never know what's going to pop up, but Alex is doing really well. He's part of the group, strong part of the group, and he's developing all the time, so we hope that he's got a bright future here, that's for sure.
How with Darren and Dale?
Yeah, we've got to manage them a little bit. He's both of them have had a couple of ups and downs really of being out for so long and come back into training. Quite common to pick up little bits of niggles here and there, so we're managing them through really at the moment. I said it to you before about being patient with them, so they won't be involved. They won't be ready for this week anyway.
With Darren, is it the issue he had last season then, not rather than a new problem?
No, he had his operation on his ankle last season. His ankle's fine. It's just it's not. Yeah, his ankle's okay.
Yeah, brilliant. And Law McCabe hasn't been involved first.
Yeah, Law just picked up a niggle. He twisted his ankle, but he's back in training next week. Finished similar, just a small niggle. He's missed a few days, maybe 7 or 8 days of training. So again, he'll be back with the group next week.
And just asking about Alf, because he's had a difficult time really. He hasn't played a lot, and then he came in for that Leeds game last season, which was like the ultimate challenge really, coming up against some of them. Probably testament to his character that he came back and performed the way he did last night. I think was that his first competitive game since that.
Yeah, credit to Amf. He's there every day. He's training every day. Obviously he's desperate to play more, and he feels that he could have and should have played more over recent months. But I was delighted for him. I genuinely was delighted for him last night. I thought he was fantastic, and again that happens because training and keeping at that level and the opportunity when it comes along. And I thought he deserved all the credit that he gets for his performance.
The season before last, the second half of that season, you probably had like a definitive start 11 really, or you named a settled team. Will that be difficult to do this year just because of how much depth and how many options you've got?
Yeah, I don't particularly think you need that anyway. I think, of course, there's a you need to be settled and there's an understanding. And I think we feel like we've got that largely within the group anyway of who comes in and comes out. So it's not a wholesale changes every week, but it doesn't have to be the best 11 or the what we see is the best 11 every week. Sometimes it's not always easy to pick that best 11. It varies down the game, so I think that's the beauty of having the squad over the course of the season. Like I keep saying, everyone's going to play their part in certain. Sometimes you go through a season, sometimes someone's in really good form at a certain stage, and you kind of roll with that, and then it comes in waves a little bit, and that's the beauty of having the selection options that we've got, and a bit of competition, healthy competition, to keep pushing each other to be better.
I know you talked about it before the game, the cup, staying in the cup, having those games was beneficial last season for several players. It can be again this year.
Yeah, it was massive. It was massive last year for us in terms of help settling in a few of the new lads really, and playing in a game like we did there, that and winning that and the feeling that creates is great. And yeah, we'll hopefully we can go through the next round. It's a tough game against another tough team, and we're at home this time at least, so we haven't got to travel. But it's we'll not take that for granted. But sure, if we'll be looking to go strong and try and win the game.
And just finally, I know you said you don't want to talk about players until they're yours. Do you expect in the next 2 days for that to be the case, to get one done?
We'll have to see.
Cheers.
Little chef.
I guess it's the cup that keeps on giving, and another. We were talking a couple of days ago about magic moments. Another magic moment from last night for everybody.
Yeah, again, for me, cups are a thing of beauty, and people remember, supporters remember, players remember, coaches remember moments in the career and certain nights and certain games. So that's what we're trying to create. We're striving for that and success in different ways. Last night kind of epitomised that really. Last year we had a good run and there was memories created, and certainly last night was one, and something we're trying to build on.
And 3 scorers that didn't start on the Saturday, which is phenomenal, really.
Yeah, I thought the boys, after the first 5 or 10 minutes, once we settled into it, I thought everyone played their part really and found their feet, and it looked a good team, and within that, individuals were really good. So as I said, everyone who came in really made a difference. The goal scorers get headlines in many ways, but I thought every single one of them played a part.
And on Saturday, fantastic atmosphere last night, and it'll be a big, as you said, newly promoted team, be a big crowd, a big away following again, another great atmosphere, another special day, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, it's the next one for us. The next one's always the most important one, and coming around Saturday morning is something we've got to be really prepared for. So I'm sure the boys will be well awake and ready for that come Saturday morning, 12:30.
Sorry, Mike, can I just quickly ask one? You named young Harley on the bench last night, obviously arrived in the summer. I appreciate he's still very, very young, but fair to say, giving him that opportunity, he's kind of come in and caught the eye a bit. Yeah,
Harley's done well, and like you say, he's young, and he's it's a big change for him moving up here, and but we're looking after him and we're trying to develop him, and alongside Harley and James, got 2 really good young centre backs that James has already played, and Harley's coming with us a little bit more now and adapting and learning how it goes. So it's fantastic, to see the young boys coming up and getting experience with us, and whether they play, whether they don't, hopefully at some point they do, and they might be the next ones.